Well, to speak more on this, we can speak to Stephanie Kleine-Ahlbrandt. She's the Northeast Asia Project Director with the International Crisis Group and joins us from Beijing. Thank you. Stephanie Kleine-Ahlbrandt, how is this going to impact China's relationship with North Korea? We've had more than 24 hours now since the strike happened. What sense are you getting?
You know, China's relationship with North Korea is characterized by a focus on stability over almost everything else, including denuclearization. Chinese leaders worry most about scenarios like regime implosion in North Korea leading to refugees into China, precipitous reunification between North and South Korea, leading to U.S. troops on the border. And China is particularly worried right now about political and economic stability in North Korea, given the sensitive transition underway between Kim Jong-il and his third son, Kim Jong-un. And for that reason, right now, we're seeing a very muted Chinese diplomatic response to the events in Yeonpyeong, as well as to the revelation this weekend of a new uranium enrichment facility. China is doing things like calling on all parties to remain calm, to clarify the facts, to return to talks. This is Chinese diplomatic speak for don't expect very much from us on this right now.
Yeah, the situation is so opaque in Pyongyang, isn't it? Can you put it all together to any extent, Stephanie Kleine-Ahlbrandt? Who do you think was behind this attack and why?
Well, of course, it's very difficult to make out the intentions in Pyongyang, but it seems that this was an intentional attack. Both Kim Jong-un and Kim Jong-il visited the site launching the attack this weekend, and it seems to be aimed at cementing a very uncertain transition, the one between Kim Jong-il and Kim Jong-un. But it also seems to be aimed externally to a certain degree. North Korea is sending a sign to the international community that it wants to be paid attention to, that it wants to engage in talks. The problem is that the United States and South Korea don't want to engage in talks with North Korea until they can have some certainty that North Korea is serious about returning to the table with denuclearization in mind, not just having talks for talks.
All right, so given that scenario, what do you think are the most important factors that decision makers in China, where you are, and in Washington should be guided by?
Well, the calculations are very different, of course, for both China and Washington. From the Chinese perspective, the Chinese will tell you that they have been insisting to the North Korean government that it not engage in such provocation. The question is always, how much influence does China have with North Korea? One would hope that given the current escalation, now in the conventional as well as in the nuclear arena, China is bringing to bear all of the influence that it possibly has with the North Korean regime.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you, Stephanie Kleine-Ahlbrandt, live to us from Beijing. She's with the International Crisis Group. Now, back to Gita in Doha.